Christ. We'll get into the color of Christ and God. The rest of all these people in the Bible, right? This stuff that they won't read you in churches because they're scared to shake up the status quo. Because the status quo gave us this lie right here. This is the biggest lie in the world.
That's right.
And if somebody gonna lie on God, how can they actually teach you about God? You gonna lie on the Son of God? How you can't teach me about God? You can't. All right, Genesis 25, read 25 again.
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. And the first came out red.
The first son that came out of Rebecca, because before they were struggling within her womb, she asked God, if it be so, meaning if this comes from you, Lord, you bless me with these children, why are they struggling? Why, right? Why am I going through these labor pains? Read.
And the first came out red, all over, like in a hairy garment.
So it said the first child came out red, like a hairy garment, red and hairy. White kid come out, they all red because the blood showing through their skin. White people get real mad, start yelling with their skin turn red, right? You slap them in the face, it's gonna be a red mark with your hand across their face, right? That's why I'm saying they look red. And this was notable for the prophets to write down, for those scribes to write, because this was different. Like the officer said, read.
And they called its name Esau.
That word Esau in Hebrew translates to wasted away is he. Wasted away. What's wasted away from him? The melanin, the color in his skin is gone.
That's right.
So Isaac said, Esau, wasted away is he. Read.
And after that came his brother out.
I said, after that came his brother out. Read.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
That is what Jacob means. To grab the heel or supplanter. That's what his name means.
Right.
So Jacob came out, but they didn't mention Jacob's color now. It just said after that came his brother out. But the first child, it noted that he was red. That's different. Now the second child came out, and it said his hand took hold of his heel. Don't say nothing about his color. Read.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them.
So our forefather Isaac was 60 when the kids was born. Now let's go on. Let's go on to the color of Christ. All right. Let's read about Christ's description in the Bible. Give me the book of Revelation. Right? We're going to the book of Revelation, right? Revelation, the last book in the Bible, right? Revelation means to reveal. To reveal. Revelation, that's what that means. To reveal. Alright? So read Revelation 21.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1.
Bring it out.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
My brother, God said, show this to my servants. So he's going to give you a description. The revealing of Christ to show to my servants. You, the Israelites. You men, read.
Verse 3. Verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
And furthermore, blessed is anyone that's going to read this. Read.
And they that hear the words of this prophecy.
Give me verse 10.
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
It's John, he's telling you, I was in the spirit and the Lord on the Lord's day. Read. The Lord's day is today, the Lord's Sabbath day, the seventh day. Read.
And heard behind me a great voice as a trumpet, saying, I'm Alpha and Omega.
He heard Christ speaking, saying, I'm Alpha and Omega. He heard a loud voice behind him. Read.
The first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book.
Ken said, he said, what you see, write this down in a book. What book are we going to read it out of? The Bible. What you see, John, write this in a book.
And send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and Samaria, and Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and to Sardis, and Philadelphia, and Laodicea.
He said, send it to the 7 churches that was in Asia Minor at that time. Read on. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Got a minute, man? Stop right here and see what we teaching, my brother. All right, check us out. All right, listen.
Verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
John said, I turned to see the voice. I heard that loud voice behind me. So what happened? If somebody walked behind you and screamed, you gonna do what? What's that? Right, you gonna turn around. So that's what John's doing. He's telling you what's going on. Read.
That's right. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
So now, what we have is 2 different depictions here. We have the depiction that the world has been given, right? When we think about Christianity, right? When they show you a picture of Jesus, it's always this guy, right? It's always this guy. Always. Even in black churches, it's this guy right here. This is a big problem. This is the biggest lie. Watch this. John said when he turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. You see this on our shirts. You see this behind this image that we got right here. That's the menorah. The menorah, that's an artifact that Moses was commanded to make for the children of Israel, to put inside the temple. 7 golden candlesticks. Read. Read.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So this is the Apostle John, right? John was one of the 4. You got to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, right? This is that John. He said, I seen one that looked like the Son of Man. He recognized Christ. He said, they look like Christ right here. They're standing in the middle of this big menorah. Read.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So now you can look at the garments that the officers and the soldiers out here we got the long garments, right? Said his garment went down to the foot. This is like, that's not a dress, it's a garment. This is like biblical clothing. These are stuff our ancestors used to wear when we were decked out, right? Read.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
He's talking about the golden belt that he had around his waist. Read.
Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
All right, William, Misha, Aiden, look, process of elimination. Process of elimination. We playing the game. It said his hairs, when John looked around, he looked at Christ and said it looked like the Son of Man, but his head and his hairs, meaning the hair on his head, hair on his face, were white like wool. So he's giving you a what? A color and a texture.
That's right.
White like wool. You feel your hair woolly. My hair woolly. Sister up under that, woolly. That's what it's supposed to be. This hair like Christ. White and woolly. Is this white or woolly?
No,
This is similar to what? What kind of hair? An animal got hair like this.
That's right.
like shit.
This is fur. This ain't hair. You see an animal, animals can have hair like that. Goats, horses, cows, cats, dogs got hair like that.
That's right.
Head and hairs were white like wool. So now, that's not white and woolly. We got a depiction with some white and woolly hair over here. We're gonna go on. This first strike. Process of elimination. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So he said, when I turned to see the one that looked like the Son of Man with the white and woolly hair, it said his eyes was like a flame of fire. There's prophecy about Christ coming. It's in Genesis. We're going to read this, and we're going to show you why it says his eyes were like a flame of fire. What color is fire? Aiden. Misha? Red. Right? That's what it's talking about. It's not saying he's shooting lightning bolts out his eyes and fire and stuff. He said it was as like a flame of fire. Read why. Read.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
So it's talking about Christ. It's talking about the one that's going to hold the scepter, meaning a ruler in the last days. Talking about Christ. His eyes shall be red with wine. Christ's first miracle was doing what? His first miracle. He was at a wedding. He turned water into wine. Y'all remember that story now? First miracle. It's the first miracle he did. He was at a wedding and his mother and brothers and all that was there, and they brought it, said, hey, we out of wine, and he turned the water into wine. That was his first miracle. The Pharisees, when they saw Christ sitting with the people teaching him, and he was drinking with them, they said he's a wine bearer, a gluttonous man. Talking about he was a drunk. No, he drank my wine in moderation. But the prophecy spoke about him, eyes being red with wine. Read it again.
Revelation 1 and 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So his eyes being red, that was prophesied, red with wine. Not only that, if you come back in the last days, this is Christ being revealed, he's going to come back in the last days, and his people still going to be in captivity. He coming back to free us. Ain't you going to be mad? Your eyes going to be red. Read.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
It said and his feet was like unto fine brass. So we know, we always talk about what? When we see biblical depictions of people, what they wearing on their feet. Nah, biblical. The Jesus sandals. Come on, man. The sandals. Sandals, right? So you see how people would walk around with sandals back then. That was a fashionable thing, a shoe at the time, right? They wore sandals, right? That's what they were wearing. So they looking down at Jesus' feet. He could see his feet. They said his feet was like unto fine brass. What's the color of brass? Brown, right? You watch sports. The Hall of Fame just happened earlier this year, right? Those statues, those busts that they make are made of what? Brass. Brass. And what color, whether it's a white man, a black man, or anybody will put in the Hall of Fame, what color is that statue? It's brass. But what color is the statue? Brown. So look, what John is saying, look. Read it again.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
His feet look like that fine brass, just like the color of the Hall of Fame bust. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if it was burned in a furnace. So it was burnt brass. So it's dark.
Right.
Your color, Misha. My color. Beautiful. Color of the Son of God. And Christ said, I look like my Father. So we finna get that. So he said, if it burned in the furnace, so Christ wasn't even light skinned. This is the Bible. Look at that picture. 7 golden candlesticks, white woolly hair, skin looked like it was burnt in a furnace, brass. That's what the Bible is describing.
Right.
Now let's go to the book of Daniel. You there? Listen to this. Listen at this.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
This is the prophet Daniel. He's seeing a vision that God has given him, right? I'm seeing all the thrones of the kingdoms being cast down, all the rulerships that's before the rulership that God's gonna set up. I'm gonna see God casting those down. Read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
The Ancient of Days is the Most High God.
That's right.
That's the Creator. The Ancient of Days is the Most High God. He said he did sit. He's seeing God sitting on his throne in heaven, is what he's saying. Read.
Whose garment was white as snow.
Just like the garment that Christ just had on in Revelation, white as snow. Read.
And the hair of his head,
His hair on his head was what?
like the pure wool.
That's
right. Like the pure wool.
The hair on God's head was like the pure wool. Wait. The pure wool. Sister, you got the pure wool growing out of your head. When it just grew just like it's supposed to.
I mean, you won't see that take it out.
No, you ain't got to pull it off right now. Look. But look, listen. You can pull off the wig, put the hat back on though. Look, seriously though.
See where I'm gonna put.
Just hold on to it. So, dude, I don't know, man. Talk across the street. Hey, look, sis, you got the most beautiful hair in the world. All praises to the Most High God, sis. That's the hair that God gave you. That's the hair that God got. You see what I'm saying? We got to understand and start to learn to love who we are. Because God made us like this. Just like, look at your hair. It's growing up. It ain't falling down. Your hair grow up. It defies gravity. God made us different. We're better than everybody. That's why the scripture said that you above all nations on the earth. You go, your hair growing. Don't nobody on earth here do that but you. Who hair that can defy gravity? Don't nobody think that's why we got hair and they got fur. So now, let's go back. Let's go to, go and give me Revelation 4 and verse 2. Read that. We're going into God. We're going into what God look like. That's why God said, envy thou not the oppressor. Why should you envy them when you look like me, the Creator? Read.
Revelation chapter 4 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven.
If John looking at the throne in heaven again. So who's sitting on the throne in heaven? God. With Christ sitting at his right hand. Read.
And one sat on the throne, and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
So he said, when I looked at the throne and looked at God, he said the one that was sitting on the throne looked like a jasper or a sardine stone. If you Google it right now, it's gonna be 2 brown rocks that you're gonna look at. They're gonna look like your color to his color. Sardine and jasper. You can Google it right now. Pull it out. Sardine or a jasper stone. Brown. It's telling you what God looked like with white woolly hair. That's what it looked like. That's the depiction of God. So now, why is it that everywhere we look, we got these pictures right here? These people lying on God, the Son of God.
That's right. They idolize.
That's their idol. That's their God. They made him. They made God in their image.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We go right here in Whitehaven. Right there's a church on Elvis Presley, right there next to the KLC, with the biggest picture of white Jesus slapped down in the black community. And ain't nobody calling it out but us. We come out here to fight for our people, y'all. We fighting for y'all mind, so y'all can get out of the mental chains. Give me John 8:32. This is what we do right here. This is what the purpose of this is, the Men in Purple and Gold. This is why we come out here to show you all these things, show you who you are, show you that you got to keep God's laws. Is that you can understand who you are, realize that it's better than everybody else, and start to really appreciate that. Put some reverence on who you are. Put some respect on your name. Read.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32.
Bring it out.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
It's the truth we coming out of.
That's right.
The Bible, God's word. We're not speaking our own word. We're speaking what God said. It's the truth. The truth shall make you free. How's the truth gonna make you free? You're gonna learn that the truth is God's laws. Read that. Read.
Psalms 119 and verse 142.
We're finna define what the truth is according to the Bible and how it's gonna make you free. Read.
The righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
God's righteousness is everlasting. Read.
And thy law is the truth.
God's laws is the truth. That's what's gonna make you free. We went into captivity because we broke God's laws. That's why we ain't free right now. God's laws is what's gonna make us free. That's what's gonna make us free. What pertains to a woman. You shouldn't be wearing a dress, right? The young thugs don't do that, right? You ain't nah. That ain't how it work, right? They ain't by the Lord. You understand that? Our women gotta understand that. It ain't no such thing as men's pants. Since you got a zip on the pants, why? What you zipping and flipping? Nothing. You see, we gotta wear it. Look, you dress like a daughter of Zion, like a princess, like the little car. We princess. We are the princess. The male prince. I'm a prince. That's what this name Israel means. A prince having power with God. So you the princess. I ain't never seen a princess wearing pants. Never. Any Disney movie, anything, a depiction of a queen, a princess, anything like that, what they got on? A beautiful dress, because you the royalty.
That's right.
But they put you out here and say, no, show your shape. Our woman, the black woman today, is the most sexualized woman on the planet. Right? They just make y'all out of objects. We got to stop doing that. You got to understand that, look, no, God said that I'm his daughter. I'm better.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.